What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we're going to talk about Dark Dimension 7 and how you can speed through it and still keep the value of your characters and not make the mistakes that we made in the past, especially when doing Dark Dimension 7 you need to use Crimson gear instead of Teal gear. And it's the first time that we have Crimson gear. So in the past we could afford to make some mistakes, but right now we can definitely not afford to make those mistakes, and you really want to make sure that you are focusing on the right characters to allow you to breeze to Dark Dimension 7, but at the same time making sure that outside of Dark Dimension 7 you are not losing value on those characters as well. So we're going to take a look at what changed in terms of mindset and where you should be really focusing on characters. We have a wide variety of characters to select, and I'm going to tell you why you should prioritize some characters over others. So as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure to smash that like button like a boss. Okay, so Mephisto, Dark Dimension 7. Once again, the requirements are going to be Crimson gear, the red gear, and the sources that we have for Crimson gear right now, it's only the gold store and also the raid orbs. And this is going to depend, of course, of your alliance. If you are doing the most difficult raids or not, you might get a significant amount of this type of gear. Then we are also going to get more of this gear in the near future on the raid season rewards. So once again, if you care about Dark Dimension 7, if you want to complete it as fast as possible, make sure you are on the top raid alliance. And that's pretty much it. Now, why should you listen to me? Well, because I completed Dark Dimension 6 quite fast, even making a few mistakes, but it was quite fast, with the least amount of attempts from all the content creators. I did like 8 attempts for the most of the nodes, while other players, they did like 22 attempts or something like that. And you guys can see rank 300, that's pretty decent, assuming that I didn't spend a single dollar buying like additional gear or anything like that. All the gear I got to complete Dark Dimension 6 was 100% free, and we're gonna keep it like that this way as well. Now, the problem with Dark Dimension 7 also is the gold. It requires tons and tons of gold, so you have to decide if you're going to prioritize focusing first on getting up your meta characters, or if you're going to prioritize getting up characters for Dark Dimension 7. And this is why this video is so important, is to make sure that the characters you are using in most metas, whether it is Alliance Wars, Cosmic Crucible, Raids and so on, making sure that you are using the same characters. You want to overlap as much as possible, because otherwise you're going to waste your resources. You're going to waste the gold. You're going to waste the gold that you have to invest once again on your meta characters, and your gold that you have to invest on your Dark Dimension characters. Okay, so with that said, with this in mind, with a new mindset, we are going to avoid characters like we did in the past, like Captain America, like Black Widow. And even that those characters are good characters for Dark Dimension, if you consider Dark Dimension as a game mode. Outside of those game modes, outside of Dark Dimension, these characters are the characters that you should invest the least. For example, Out of Time, we took a look at the infographic for Out of Time yesterday. Check out the video. And the recommendations for Captain America and Captain Carter, it's the least amount of gear from the entire team. And this is what you have to think about. Like, you don't want to overinvest on the characters that should not be overinvested in. So Captain America is one example. Captain Carter as well. You could also talk about Black Widow, a few other characters that they are useful in Dark Dimension. They allow you to do less attacks, but at the end of the day, it's not going to matter much. You really want to focus on characters that allow you to win the game. And thinking about this topic, characters that allow to win the game, let's take a look at my recommendations for City. And these are the characters that you can use, and you're gonna remove characters that don't make sense anymore. So Lizard, we have Firestar, we have Robbie Reyes, Craven, and Vulture. All of these characters allow you to win the game, whether it is in Alliance Wars, whether it is in Cosmic Crucible, whether it is even in Arena. Right now we are using Sinister Six in Arena. You can use all of these characters to your advantage. And this is why you should focus on these characters, and these characters right now are the 5 best characters for City. Now, taking a look at the other characters that we could possibly use, we have Kingpin, we have Spider-Man Big Time, we have Ardlight, we have 2099, and we have Mr. Negative. If you know anything about the Underworld team, it's not Mr. Negative that wins you the game, it's actually Taskmaster and Kingpin. So you could definitely invest on Kingpin because he's a cheaper character, and we don't have a lot of Vibranium characters to take to Dark Dimension 7, so he's going to be an option. Then Spider-Man Big Time, it kind of helps a little bit, is tech. We don't have a lot of tech characters. We also don't have a lot of characters with fortified chromium, so it could be another option. But when you take a look at Spider-Man 2099 and Ardlight, even that these are very important characters on their own team, yes, that's 100% true, but they don't win the game, so you should not overinvest on them. So these are the only 2 alternative characters that you could consider in case you don't have the uniques or the mini uniques for the other characters, because once again you want to focus on characters that win you the game. Now, one thing about the Big Time that I forgot to say is Dark Promos credits. So he also has expensive diamonds, so probably remove him because he's just too expensive to get up, and the only character that really matters is the Kingpin. Okay, so there we go, that's for City. Now we're gonna take a look at Global. Once again, you want to focus on characters that win you the game. Which character here does not win you the game? We have Tigre, we have Nightcrawler, we have Spider-Weaver, we have Black Knight, and we have Lady Deathstrike. You could say that maybe Lady Deathstrike does not allow you to win the game, it's more about Omega Red. She's still a decent character, she has a very powerful kit, and she's also very cheap. So maybe you could justify taking her because she's definitely so cheap, and we don't have a lot of adamantium characters, at least for now. So she's the character that it's questionable if you're gonna take her or not. Now, Tigre, Nightcrawler, Spider-Weaver, and Black Knight, I think no one has any doubts that whether it is in Alliance Wars or Cosmic Crucible, these characters are going to bring you a lot of value. So it's definitely value on investing on this character. So Lady Deathstrike, we're gonna keep her for now, but let's take a look at the alternative options. Okay, so this guy is not Braun, it's supposed to be the leader, but because we don't have him unlocked in game yet, then we have to use replacement characters. But the leader is very slow. This guy is not Iron Man, he's supposed to also represent the Iron Patriot. All those characters are very, very powerful. So depending on their uniques, depending on how much you value Cosmic Crucible and Alliance Wars, you could also bring them as well. None of these characters are Dark Promotion credits, and guess what? Quicksilver is out. Of course Quicksilver is out because he requires Dark Promotion credits and Dark Diamond credits. Even that now is farmable. It's still gonna take months and months of free-to-play resources in order for you to get your Quicksilver to a level where is any kind useful. Now, Mockingbird, she's one of the most important characters on her own team, so you could maybe justify investing on her. And then once again we have the Iron Patriot, we have the leader, and we have Namor, because they are part of this Cabal team that are going to have a lot of value in Cosmic Crucible, in Alliance Wars, and then we'll see where else as well. So these are all possibilities that we have open for Global, and if you want to replace Lady Deathstrike with one of these newer characters, that's definitely a good option. Okay, now in terms of Cosmic, we have characters that win the game, right? Let's take a look at which characters win the game. We have Photon, we have Kang, we have Val. Star-Lord Annihilation, it doesn't allow you to win the game. Magic definitely does not allow you to win the game, but you might be forced into some of these characters because of their uniques, or because of their type, or because they are mutants, or because they are skilled, but you definitely want to avoid these. So we're gonna go back to Global. And why are you gonna go back to Global? Because you might want to invest more mutants on Global. And with this said, if you are bringing Nightcrawler, you kind of also want to bring Forge as well. And you're gonna focus more on mutants on Global, less mutants on Cosmic, because you don't have any mutants on Cosmic. So you can see from the secondary options that we have Longshot and Shatterstar. No, forget about that. We have Ravager's Teacher, we have Void Knight. Void Knight, in my opinion, is not a good character. He's very overhyped. After his first turn, he's pretty much useless. His first turn, yeah, very strong. After that, he's pretty much useless. So you could maybe justify him as a bio character, but if you want to buy a character, then you should rather being a Photon. She's gonna be your main option. And then we have Ravager's Teacher. If you invested on Ravager's Teacher in the past, you could bring him again because he's tech and he doesn't allow you to win the game, but at least he's a free pass because he doesn't require any gear. So it's up to you to decide. But from all the other options we have, it's kind of sad that we actually don't have any options. We have one or two maybe good bio characters, two maybe good mystic characters, and beyond that, all the other secondary characters we can bring, they're all trash. And on their own team, they don't allow you to win the game. Whether it is Phylavel, whether it is Moondragon, whether it is Star-Lord Annihilation, all of those characters are absolute trash. So you want to avoid as much as possible gearing up these characters. I would tell you, like, gear up for City, gear up for Cosmic, and then start gearing up for Legendary, and then decide about Cosmic, because Cosmic is just so garbage. I don't know. We're gonna wait for new characters to come. Now, Legendary characters, once again, we're gonna focus on characters that win the game, and right now, is Morgan Le Fay and Red Hulk winning the game for you? I'm not sure about that. I can use Red Hulk somewhat consistently on Crucible offense and War offense, so that's going to be a good option. The problem is that he has no health without Morgan Le Fay. Rogue, she also wins quite decently in Cosmic Crucible and Alliance Wars, together with other X-Men characters. Then Green Goblin, Black Cat, of course, must have. So these are very powerful options. I'm just not sure if they are the best ones, if you really want to overlap as much as possible with the characters that win you the game in other game modes. So I'm not sure. We're gonna leave it like this. You guys let me know in the comments below which character you'd remove. Maybe Morgan Le Fay for Nova because they have the same unique. Maybe bring Omega Red. Is Omega Red already out? Maybe yes. Then we have the other characters that do not win the game, which is Ebony Maw, Nick Fury, and Dr. Octopus. While Dr. Octopus can be very strong together with Green Goblin, is also very expensive. He costs almost as twice as much as Green Goblin, and because of that, I would not recommend getting him up. Omega Red maybe, Nova maybe. You have to decide if you're gonna focus more on Mystic or Mutant once again, or even Bio, because of the conditions of Cosmic. If you really want to focus all your Mystic characters on Cosmic, you definitely want to avoid the Mystic characters for Legendary. And finally, we have the mythical characters, and unfortunately we don't have a lot of options for the mythical characters. So we have the Super Skrull, we have Apocalypse, we have Dormammu, we have Kestrel, and then you have to decide if you want to bring Ultron or Doctor Doom. Right now Doctor Doom is kind of garbage. I'm not sure if the perception of Doctor Doom is going to be changed. The good thing about Ultron is that he's very cheap to get Dark Diamonds on. The cost is very low compared to other characters. And the fact that he gives defense up, offense up, and speed up to the entire team, whether they are villains or not, it can be quite useful as well. And while Ultron usually is kind of garbage, when you pair him up with characters like Apocalypse, characters like Super Skrull that give him extra health, then the value of Ultron goes up and the value of the minions of Ultron goes up as well. So unless we are in a situation where you're facing Kestrel and you cannot do any summons, then I would definitely focus on Ultron rather than Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom, after he does his ultimate, he doesn't provide anything to the team, while Ultron will always be providing lots of value buffs to the team. So yeah guys, that's going to be my recommendations right now for Dark Dimension 7 and for Mephisto. Some people say that it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. Yes, that's true, but there is the effective way of doing a marathon, and there is the long term. If you go on your knees and if you sleep halfway through, then yeah, the marathon is going to take a lot longer. But that's going to be the recommendations for now. This is always changing with the new patches and new reworks, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel. And as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure to share this video with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Mouse Strike Force content, and I'll catch you guys later.